And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there, cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Slack.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Contact there entering turn 1.
Around goes the 9. Oh, he comes back up the track and he gets squashed. Josiah fits it up into the air.
At the world center of racing, Daytona Motor Speedway, the premier BTDY Cup Series is going to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage here on VSPEED. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, alongside very excited Alec Martinez. And after the clash last week, Adam Cabot able to get it done. No surprise, he starts up front here tonight with that pole.
Yes, no surprise at all as Adam Cabot continuing his streak and his way of doing things here. 2 seasons ago, he won the championship, and tonight he's starting off the season right. He won the Clash, and he also gets the pole here tonight. Man, I'm excited to be back, Bradley. It's going to be good. It's going to be a fun show. Daytona, the World Center of Racing, never disappoints. Let's go to our starting grid here for tonight. Adam Cabot on the pole here for tonight's race. He hasn't loaded it yet, but man, it's going to be a fun one tonight. 250 miles of racing, 100 laps in the heat of the Daytona day, heat on the Daytona sun. Adam Cabot, your pole sitter, with a 49.502. AJ Stravato to his outside. The Italian Stallion rolls off second. Row number 2 holds Ryan Gimmel in the V-Speed Chevrolet, Bush League bound Chevrolet, as well as the defending champion Jeff Wright in the number 48. He'll roll off fourth on row number 2. Row number 3 holds Nick Starling, the boss man, rolling off in the 94 Martin Sports Ford Mustang, as well as Ray Massey, the rookie, starting off in 6th. Row number 4 has Bailey Turner, the runner-up of the past 2 seasons in points in the Celsius Chevrolet, to his outside Keith Mayato in the number 36. Behind them, Bradley Wilson in row number 5. Good to see him back, starting up in 9th. Jeremiah Vincent starts 10th.
11th position will belong to Ryan Shelton with Dennis Steele in 12th. 13th position will be Cody Atkins with Reggie Ortega in 14th. 15th position will be Kyle McGarvey with Seth Hatchell in the 8th and 16th. Eric Hutton 17th with Brody Hayes 18th. And rounding out your top 20 will be Max Cost and Noah Mikowski.
Row number 11 has Dennis Faircloth in the 80 car, to his outside Joshua Abbey in the 05. Row number 12, yes, actually, is going to be Joshua Banks, the defending winner of this race 1 year ago, with Dallas Sullivan starting to his outside. Row number 13 has Nathan Ostrowski and Justin Carey. Row 14, Ben Bafford and Yusuf Ghali. Row 15 has Angelo Ronis and Josiah Vincent in the number 4.
31st will be Kevin McGarvey, Jacob Locklear in 32nd. And rounding out your 33-car field will be Lane Salfridge without a qualifying time out there on the grid. So Adam Cabot up front again. What we talked about here, you had a pick last week. We do the broadcast on Saturday nights. A lot of these guys, familiar names, are in that broadcast. Adam Cabot's back-to-back.
You think Adam Cabot's going back-to-back? I love the momentum from him. I'll tell you what, we haven't talked about him. I know it's a short pre-race. We haven't really talked about him. He's won this race. He's won Daytona before in the playoff race 2 years ago. The guy starting in 22nd. I think Joshua Abbey, a heck of a super speedway racer, gets it done tonight. But man, is it good to be back. After 3 months of an off season, the BTDY Racing Series is back. We are underway from the World Center of Racing. The season begins now at Daytona.
And a lead lap number 1, it is Adam Cabot. He keeps it up there on the front row. Ryan Gimmel drops down below, and the runs you get in these next-gen cars is ridiculous. The draft is so effective here. You can see on the outside line how far they've fallen back, but as soon as that 33 Estravado pushes Bailey Turner, they're going to go right back to the front here.
Yes, they are. The runs in these cars, that these next-gen cars are able to generate. See, Ben Baffert taking one, but he's now in the sucker hole in the middle. That's for the 15th position middle of the pack. These cars are the rear diffusers underneath these cars allow to punch such a massive hole in the air, as well as the slits in the front windshield up at the top right of the car, the right windshield part of the windshield, and then as well in the rear windshield also has rear slits on to allow for, in real life, driver cooling, because we know how hot it gets in these race cars. Lap 2 on the board. Cabot leads again, picking up right where he left off. Bailey Turner, satellite team teammate on the outside in the Celsius car, that orange and white car. Third car in line is AJ Stravado. That is a new paint scheme, his new sponsor. Good to see them as well. The Pride Lawn Care cars, you can see Nick Starling down on the bottom, the 94 Ford Mustang going off, and now backing to the rear end of this race pack, which is good, or this pack of race cars, which is going to be to about the 30th position, if not 31st position, but he's going to have to do a good job of getting back up there. Unfortunately, he's going to hit the transition, going to get the car a little bit loose, and unfortunately, almost contact with the rookie in the 97 car of Jacob Locklear. Unfortunately, that's going to cost both of them the draft.
Yeah, and I saw this. You said the 94. It was weird to see that number next to Starling. He's usually in the 7, but yeah, he dropped down. He kind of dropped out a little late. If he was going to let the whole field by, this field of 33 cars, it takes a long time to get them all clear of you, and he dropped down about midway down the backstretch.
And so far now, top 7 cars are clear up on the outside, all the way to Mayato, but Mayato jumps down to the back, or to the bottom lane, and now here up in the outside. How about that 28 car backing up so far? A good run of last week. Now, big run for Dennis Steele, drops down to the inside. Unfortunately, no help. Jeff Wright goes down to side grab the 28, no help there for Dennis Steele. But how about Dennis Steele last week getting home, bringing it home with a 3rd place finish? Man, it was good to see that 28 back front up in the front, and that number 28 Swaggerty's Ford Mustang having a good run so far tonight. So far running in the 6th position. That outside lane, though, starting to train. You got a bunch of cars there up in the outside lane. The more cars to get, the less cars the bottom lane has, the more that bottom lane will start to dissipate, and we'll see possibly in this first run single file racing.
Yeah, and looking at the backside, they've got a BMW up there.
Oh,
Mustang disguised as a BMW. And there's no wonder that the outside line's so fast right now.
Oh yeah, that's Ben Baffert, the 23 car. So far, I think he's our biggest mover in the race, starting 27th. Now already up inside the top 10, flirting with 10th, side by side with another guy we haven't seen in a while. How about Bradley Wilson in the 51 Shenandoah signed Toyota Camry? That car, you haven't really seen him around, but also another one that you might need to watch out for at the end of this race. Another great super speedway racer as well. Reggie Ortega up on the outside. How about Ray Massey, the other rookie, up inside the top 10, the 32 car, 5th car in line, on the outside lane. He's having himself a good run. That the Clark Print Shop Ford Mustang.
Oh, trouble!
Faircloth gets turned around. No call. Yes, caution comes out early in this race. Faircloth spinning into the infield grass, and he'll get it straightened. Not a lot of damage to the 80 car, but the first caution of the evening flies early on lap number 6.
Send him clean to the inside. He almost Ryan Priest it and went over the grass there.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the new physics here in this update, I'm not sure if grass will catch a hold of these diffusers on the bottom of this car or not.
Luckily, I don't think a Ryan Priest crash can happen. You know, obviously simulation. So possible, but would take a lot there. Luckily, that car didn't come up off the ground or get any damage, real damage from what I could see. Let's see if we get a replay here to see what happened to Dennis Faircloth in the Sid match. Toyota Camry. It looks like Joshua Banks up in the middle. Yeah, gets into the left rear quarter panel and turns him around.
I saw a little dig there. Did you see that? Did you see the left side when it dug into the grass there? Let's go back and watch it from that angle again.
Yeah, that curb really gets these cars there. And ooh, man.
I think it's with the new grass physics. I think that they're changing some stuff.
Did they just update those today?
They updated those yesterday with the week 13 patch.
Ryan Priest crash is definitely possible then.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Yeah, it's going to take a lot, but it is possible. But good thing to see that car stay on the ground. Not too much damage. I know was that Jeremiah Vincent in the 3 car? Looked like when the 80 got spun, the 3 car touch him. It doesn't look like too much damage from what I can see. Front quarter or the right front fender doesn't have too much damage. It looks like the nose doesn't have too much. I think he should be fine. Joshua Banks seems to be all right as well, but it looks like everybody gonna bring it down pit road except Dennis Steele in the 28. But man, this is gonna be a busy pit lane. Everybody getting fuel to make sure that they can go farther on their fuel number. But it looks like at least 32 of the 33 cars are bringing it down pit lane, and now it makes you wonder, do you want to take tires? You see a lot of fuel only calls.
Yeah, I see a lot of fuel only too. It seems like everybody in the top 10 pretty much on the same page there. A couple drivers maybe. Dennis Faircloth will probably take 4 just because he went through the grass and burned them off. But yeah, I think fuel only for most of these guys. Dennis Steele actually wins the race off of pit road unless he stayed out,
which is
Dennis
interesting.
Steele stays
so
out.
If we go green, he's definitely going to be not looking good on his fuel number, especially being the leader, burning the most fuel as well. And I'm going to get a look at our track. I don't know if we have track facts or just what we've seen so far. Obviously, 1 caution, 9. I'm curious to see what the track temp's looking like here. So far, 1 caution, no lead changes. Adam Cabot has led most of them until now with Dennis Steele taking the lead. Curious to see on the track temp, track conditions, if you so will. Outside, you got 73 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the track at 116 degrees. So yes, we'll see handling probably come into play. Not as much as we did last week at the bumpy Daytona, but we will see a little bit of handling later in this run, especially with the track only going to get hotter as cars continue to run, as well as we go later and later into this day.
I think it's incredible how fast they paved this place for us to come here tonight with a brand new surface. It's iRacing on point here. But Dennis Steele stays out. Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, AJ Stravato, and Jeff Wright, your top 5. So Dennis Steele just kind of mixed it up a little bit and gained 4 positions. Not a huge gain there to stay out. And like you said, if they go green, this could be a situation where Dennis Steele has to short pit everybody with no help. It might be a bad spot for him to be in. But it is Daytona. He's expecting that there's going to be another caution. I watched 61 laps last night.
I saw
with 40 plus cars, and I could not believe they went caution free that long.
Yeah, and BTDY is another one of those leagues where you might see green flag racing. Last year, you know, Bradley, we saw 3 or 4 races go flag to flag, or green flag to checkered flag, no cautions in between. And there really was never a break between them because no cautions. And any bit of mistake you made costed you a lot of track position, because there was no time to regain, there was no restart to gain back your track position that you would lose either on pit road or overrun from burning tires off. Obviously, we're not going to see that here tonight. But once we get into the thick of our season, I know we're barely starting the season. Next week, we go to Rockingham, and let me tell you, or excuse me, we go to North Wilkesboro. We know North Wilkesboro, a short track. It's really, really worn out in real life. I'm not sure if it's as worn out on iRacing as it is in real life, but Remember, we are not racing the next gen cars next week. We are racing the Gen 4 cars, and to any of those before pre-COT NASCAR, you know, when NASCAR was at its peak, you know, 04, 05, anywhere from pretty much, I believe, 97 to 2007 was the usage of the Gen 4 cars. So that's going to be interesting to see when these guys get into a totally different vehicle next week and a totally different handling car.
Yeah, and the Gen 4 car with the horsepower it has, that's the deciding factor in how that car drives. If you have throttle control, you'll love the car. If you can't work that right pedal, you're going to have a tough time in those vehicles. But nonetheless, we're in the next gen, the safest car NASCAR has put out, the most template cookie cutter, undeniably difficult to cheat with car that NASCAR has rolled out. And I'm excited to see how well this mix up with the season back and forth on these different models of cars will work out. Here's Adam Cabot going to lead him into turn 1. Pace car is going to pull off this time around. And here comes the 17 and the 28. Actually, Dennis Steele is going to lead him into turn 1. Green flag up in the air, and we're back live and racing at Daytona.
Pushes both lanes, though the bottom lane seems to be a little more stacked up and a little more help there, but Steele now getting some help from Stravano in turn 22. They go for the 10th time tonight. Now both lanes on the bottom, even then you got the 23 car. Who else would it be sending it 3 wide? Ben Baffert up through the middle, but no help. Gemmel backs out and gives him a hole, but no, now Baffert in the sucker hole. So now about 6 rows side by side until you get to Bradley Wilson, the first car single file.
Baffert thought better of that. He lost a lot of ground being in that hole. He's in it again, but the side draft just isn't quite enough. Now he's got some help. The 51 on the run. These guys right up the middle. A little bit of blocking here by Cabot. Now Cabot in the sucker hole.
Really early to be going 3 wide, 10 laps into a 100-lap race. This is very early. Unfortunately, that's going to shuffle out Adam Cabot. Cabot now in the sucker hole, like you said. Baffert going to give Cabot a lane up to the outside. Should stack everybody up there now. Some guys dropping down to the bottom. Steele leading outside. Bailey Turner leading the inside lane. Help with Turner is Jeff Wright, the defending champion. Now Cabot up through the middle. Stravado goes down to the middle. Steele's going to go to the middle as well and cover off that lane. Massey and Wilson now hung out to dry in the very top lane. Again, very different racing from what we saw last year. More and more aggressive every year we come here, and this already, 10 laps into this race, is very aggressive racing.
Yeah, and you can see how aggressive all the way back. Everybody's shuffling around. I think we've seen 3 changes for the lead in 1 lap as the 24 of Bailey Turner gets up there to lead 1.
Yeah, Turner leads his first lap of the night, right in second. Ortega up in third. Now the bottom lane. How about Noah Mikulski? Different number, not in the Advanced Auto Parts car, but in the number 03 Stroll Auto Chevrolet Camaro, riding on board with him right now. But Mikulski, a rookie last year, put together an amazing rookie campaign this year so far, having himself a nice night here, running inside the top 10. Now Bradley Wilson, 3 wide middle. Oh, trouble, Steele 28. Around. Big wreck already early. This is going to be a 20-car wreck.
They're still sliding down.
Incident. They're all wrecking. Cars going through the infield, but a massive wreck early in this race. All started with Dennis Steele and a 15-car wreck on lap 12.
That was a big one. There was at least 12 cars. 12 cars involved in this. We're going to go back and take an instant replay. But yeah, Dennis Steele gets shot to the outside wall, bounces clean off of it at 190 and comes right back into traffic.
We talked about it earlier. Aggressive racing early. He seems like he checked up, and then AJ Stravado gets into the quarter panel. And look at this, nowhere to go for practically half of the field. Look at this. Everybody, they all come up to the racetrack, and then they go back down, and then multiple cars pile into the wreck, go on board with the Yeti Chevrolet Camaro of Eric Hutton. Was riding around in 17th at this point. The wreck happens, a head steel contact from Stravado, and then you can see, and it just shoves Hatchell up, and look at all those cars up on the outside. At least 10 of them caught up in that, just in that, all those cars sliding back up. And then, I mean, look at the big names taken out in that wreck as well. Yusuf Ghali, AJ Stravado, Steele, Hatchell got a piece of it. Ostrowski got a piece of it. Ooh, Hatchell hard into the right front. I wonder if it broke the oh-so-famous toe link on the right front. Bradley Wilson caught up in it as well. I mean, wow. I mean, like we said, early aggressive racing so far, and it just shows, I mean, do you really need to be going that aggressive on not even lap 15 of this race? And now we already see 12 cars caught up in a wreck so early.
I think most of it, like we said earlier, is the run you get in this next-gen car. It's just so difficult to contain. You sometimes feel like if you lift off the throttle, you're going to lose, because in the previous cars that we've raced, they're so momentum-based with the draft. If you lift off the throttle that often, you're gonna lose a few positions. But this car will run right back up to it very quickly. So it's just kind of I think it's just some of these guys aren't used to driving this car as often.
Also noticed, I think Adam Cabot might have a broken toe link. I'm not sure, but Adam Cabot may not have gotten suspension damage from the hit with Yusuf Ghali. Ghali definitely got suspension damage. Same with Travado. Ray Massey got a piece of it. Keith Mayato also caught up in it. Joshua Abbey, Kyle McGarvey, excuse me, in the 42 got a piece of it. Hatchell got a piece of it. I mean, like I said, I mean, that was a big wreck.
See if I could go back and see if he got hit here.
Cabot got absolutely destroyed by Yusuf Ghali, and we're on board with him. And, I mean, there's nowhere really for Cabot to go. I mean, look, Adish Travado's right in front of him. And it just spun him there. And Cabot gets a little bit of damage here. This is the hit I'm worried about, where Yusuf Ghali, you can see that left front front fender got separated from the hood. The main concern would be the left rear suspension, the left rear toe link. When Ghali came back up the racetrack, seemed to honestly really hit him hard. I mean, clobbered him in the left rear, right by the rocker panel. You'll see him get turned, and it's all the 54 car gets hit down and then gets turned back up. And I'm worried about that hit right there, especially the 54 car is going to have a lot of suspension damage, but the left rear toe link on the 17 car might have a little bit of damage as well. You know, we're under caution now. A lot of guys stayed out. You may want to wonder, how about we talk to last week's Clash winner and the guy who just got in that wreck, Adam Cabot. Adam Cabot, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VSPEED booth. Got a copy?
I got you, Alec.
Well, buddy, you got 7 laps led, and then there it seems like AJ Servato, Dennis Steele make contact. Really nowhere for you to go. How's the car after that hit with Yusuf Ghali?
Well, I have my RPMs, so that's good, but I had 1:10 of damage, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I was able to get it all fixed, so should be okay enough in the draft, but I'm sure not as good as it was before.
Did you get any suspension damage for that? Like any toe link damage, or do you think
no, wheel feels straight, so I mean, I think I should be good to go, but we'll see.
All right, well, we're going to wish you the best of luck, Ben. Have fun, go get him, and hopefully you'll get caught up in another one.
Thank you, sir. We're going to try not to.
All right. That's Adam Cabot. Champion in past champion 2 years ago, when we actually were the next-gen car or 2 seasons ago, and he won the championship, beat Bailey Turner in a heck of a points fight. Bradley, your pick? I think both of our picks are actually caught up in that one.
Yeah, I had my pick in 17 here. I think he was going to go back-to-back, and he was really strong in the Clash. Don't cut him out yet.
Definitely got a chance. Yeah, still got a chance.
We just, you know, these next-gen cars are a little more resilient than the previous B car that we ran last season, so the new damage model does help tremendously. Ryan Shelton, though, takes over the lead in the 99. He's going to be on the outside, the rookie up front, and he had a good showing there in the Clash. Surprised a lot of people. He was, I think, the highest finishing rookie of all the rookies in here. We have 4 different ones.
Yeah, no, Ryan Shelton's somebody you're going to have to look out for in certain racetracks this year. He said he's not a big plate racer, not a huge fan of them either, but just seems to find his way up to the front. And as well, road courses, I think, are Ryan Shelton's specialty. We'll get to see that in about 5 weeks' time when we get to Sonoma, but that's still later down the road. We still got race 1 to go here as into the Geico restart zone. They go a little stack up there mid-pack, but Shelton gets away. Both lanes disconnected. Turner bottom. Shelton on the outside. The pushers being Ortega behind Turner and right behind Ryan Shelton. Everybody gets going. Bottom lane now connected as Shelton gets clear.
A good run there from the start. That allows Jeff Wright and the 03 of Noah Mikowski. Now the outside line's starting to develop. They all see that Ortega and I believe that's Bailey Turner down on the bottom. They're just not getting going. Wright drops down now.
Right, pokes out a line, but just doesn't really help him enough. But Turner gets back to his back bumper. Unfortunately, they'll lose about 3 car lengths to the outside. Now side by side for third between Baffert, Wright, and then you got Jeremiah Vincent, Bailey Turner. Now Mikulski goes down to the inside to take the lead, but won't get enough of it to get the lead because Baffert got to the back bumper of Shelton and made him lead the lap still. The AutoZone 03 car, actually I should say more the Stroll Auto and AutoZone number 3 Chevy Camaro now getting a shove from the Lowe's machine of Jeff Wright. That 48 car all over the back bumper. Really got to be careful with these next gen cars, especially the Chevy Camaro tends to struggle with pushing here, especially in the corners.
You gotta stay square on that bumper, and this is an offset camera, so it doesn't quite do it justice, but the 03 is a little bit lower than Jeff probably wants to push through these corners. Look at the big run they get. Jeff Wright starting to blink here. The connection fades out for a millisecond. When that happens, you lose draft.
It does, yeah. And Mikulski leads his first lap of the night. Oh, man, Ortega gets into the back of Turner. It forces Ortega to lift, should help momentum on the outside. Here they come surging ahead. Now, this pulls even with them with Bailey Turner and Ryan Shelton. Bottom lane starting to stack up just a little bit. Top 3 very tight together, as right now about 20 rows of side-by-side racing here at the World Center of Racing in Daytona.
Go high here for Jeff Wright. That was a move. I don't think he meant to do that.
From his teammate Ortega, and unfortunately that's going to stall out the bottom lane as Jeremiah Vincent now pokes down to the bottom. Let's get a quick look at what happened there. The replay seems like a little bit of a check up there in the middle. Ortega just hits him off center there. Classic Chevy Camaro issue there where he just gets off center and he misses him. Now cutting back to a live shot. Ben Baffert in the 23 car now pulls even with Turner, help from Jeff Wright, but Turner goes down to side draft, take the air off the spoiler of the 23. Shelton goes down to side draft, and now they'll pull back up towards the wall down the straightaway. Brody Hayes up third in line.
And Bailey Turner is going to lead another lap this time by, and I tell you, the inside line just can't stay developed. It seems like guys are shuffling in and out of that, but as soon as they go down there, it's doomsday. They fall 2-3 positions.
Yeah, it seems to be the case here. How about Eric Hutton, Jeremiah Vincent, that bottom lane though stacking up once again, but Eric Hutton, the 88 in the picture as well. Brody Hayes, good to have him back. We saw him last year compete for a couple wins. Unfortunately, missed a little bit of the season towards the end of it, but good to see Brody back in the 10 car. And as I say that, Hayes now back to the inside lane with Shelton. And now Turner all by himself now side by side. Baffert a little bit off, about 2 or 3 car lengths off of Hayes. Now Baffert gonna give him a massive shove down the backstretch, and these next gen cars, we know they can take it.
What a slam on the back of Brody Hayes from the 23 of Ben Baffert. If you would have tried that in the Gen 4 car, that car would have went off the ground.
Yeah, no, any car really, I think you're going around with that kind of a hit. Only the next-gen cars can absolutely slam draft each other. And even in real life, you can't really get away with a slam draft, but you can hit them pretty hard. And look at who's already up here. Adam Cabot making it 3 wide already after getting involved in that wreck about 10 laps ago. Already inside, or flirting at least with the top 10 is Brody Hayes pushing help from the 23 of Baffert. Hayes now gets to the lead. Does he go and block the run up on the outside now?
I think he's going to stay down there. He has a pretty good shove from the 23 as of right now. They've been able to overcome the outside line. This is the first time that we've seen that happen, but look how developed.
Oh, man.
What a pinch there from the 24. But
side draft.
Look at the development of this inside. It's actually organized this time. There aren't guys shuffling around trying to go 3 wide or splitting out a line. You will see that 23 start to run hot here before too long.
That's another thing as well. Yeah, you get tucked up behind these guys. You got to watch your temperature, especially no air or any cooling coming to the radiator or anything with the oil temps as well. Water temps are something else you got to watch out for. And I'm noticing that bottom lane, when they get going, they really get going. They get stacked. Once the bottom lane, again, you're cutting the shorter distance around the racetrack. Is a little bit of movement up at the front. Baffert hangs Hayes, and now Wright goes with them. So Baffert takes the lead into turn number 3. Hayes shuffled down to the back. Shelton also moved down to the inside as well, picking up his teammate Jeremiah Vincent in that Jegs number 3 car, that black and yellow car on the inside lane. Third in line is Jeremiah Vincent. The outside lane, the 5th car in line, the number 4 of Josiah Vincent, big Chevy logo on the hood. Both of those brothers running up inside the top 10.
So leading that time by will be Ben Baffert. Jeff Wright goes with him. That puts Brody Hayes down on the bottom with the 99 of Ryan Shelton to push these front rows. A little bit further back, the guy that won this race last season, the defending champion of the inaugural race, Joshua Banks, currently in 13th. He's up 10 spots from where he started. Outside looking in, some of these guys, they just kind of sit in mid-pack, haven't made any moves. They're just biding their time. We're not even halfway through this race. They've got plenty of racing left to do.
Yusuf Ghali, unfortunately, is coming up, or these leaders are running down Yusuf Ghali quite quickly right now. Joshua Abbey has also lost the draft. He's a little bit behind. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I've noticed this. There's also a second pack as well, led by AJ Stravato, Ray Massey, Lane Sulfridge. Unfortunately, I think they've lost too much time and not going to be able to run them down. And a lot of damage to Massey and a little bit of damage to AJ Stravato in the 33 as well. Lane Sulfridge seems to be clean. He's losing them. Right now up at the front, though, seems like Hayes drops back, letting these guys go. But now running up on Yusuf Ghali, who's got a ton of damage, also caught up in that last wreck. So he's going to go a lap down, and unfortunately not enough pace in this car to even keep up.
Yeah, you were worried about that hit on Cabot, but I think the 54, Ghali got the worst end of it. Yeah, he's got a lot of damage here, not able to even stick with the Stravato and Sulfridge and those guys that have damage as well. So unfortunate there for the 54. He's going to go a lap down, and pretty soon we're going to see the 33, the 71, and I believe the 05. I think he's probably going to lose a lap here soon.
He's definitely get a lap lost once they come around. He's 24 seconds behind the pack, or 16 seconds behind the whole pack. So probably in about 10, 15 laps they'll probably get to him, because currently he just turned a 51 flat. Leader turned a 47-1, so about 4 seconds a lap. Like. Also, something to point out up at the front. I've noticed the only car doing it so far up at the front is Bailey Turner. You'll see him once we get into the corners. The bottom lane, obviously, we know shorter distance around the track, it always helps. And if they get organized, they'll definitely be the best lane. And you'll look here on the inside, you'll get on the A-post here, watch Bailey Turner. If he'll do it here, he'll pull down, he'll get to the right rear quarter panel of Ryan Shelton. He side drafts him, pulls him back, takes the air off the spoiler, and it slows that bottom lane down. And then he'll jump back up on the straightaway, and you'll see that outside lane starting to surge back ahead. That's
a clever move, a lot of movement here. That was McGarvey.
Wow, Reggie Ortega, really late move there. Little contact with Kevin McGarvey. It seems like Banks as well jumps up. He'll get in front of McGarvey. But man, that was almost another wreck. Yeah, stack up, and man, wow. McGarvey did get put up in the wall. Should be no harm, no foul. Bradley Wilson also got taken 3 wide, takes it 3 wide with Banks. Banks got back up in line. And now I'm starting to notice there is really no bottom lane until I say that. There comes Josiah Vincent getting in front of his teammate Ryan Shelton.
Yeah, we go back here up front. Ben Baffert has one heck of a lead right now. That inside line has fallen apart. It was well developed. That's how Baffert got to the front, but Jeff Wright goes with him. Now Jeff Wright's going to go to the inside. Bailey Turner with him.
And they're going to hang Baffert out to dry. Baffert now goes down to side draft. There's really nothing there. 4 teammates against 1 car. Good luck. That's not going to happen, but don't look now. Here comes Adam Cabot. Now, Ben Baffert's teammate going to give him a massive shove down the front stretch. Cabot gets loose. He gets contact from Banks. They all save and check up middle of the pack. But it looks like right now that 23 car trying to side draft the 88. Now Turner goes high, but now leaves Jeff Wright. Oh, Baffert makes a 3 wide now up into the outside wall.
The 23 of Baffert does clip the wall, and the 24 of Turner gets back inside and cuts off the nose of the 99 to get back in there. There was not much of a hole there, but he gets back down there. Ortega now up on Baffert. These guys blocking hard at last 28.
This is awesome racing here from Daytona. Baffert now helped with his teammate Adam Cabot. Now the bottom lane starting to come back. Here comes Vincent Turner on the inside, closing up to the 17 of Cabot. Cabot now closes up to the back bumper of the 23, gives him a shot into the tri-oval. The outside lane with Jeff Wright, Eric Hutton, Reggie Ortega, Joshua Banks. and as well as Kyle McGarvey in the 42 car. So far, this pack, from what I can tell, looking like a 30-car pack, 3-car pack, way about 10 seconds behind with Travado, Sulfridge, and Massey. But so far, Jeff Wright leading the way here, 30 laps into 170 laps to go when they cross the line next time by.
And a little early touch there in the corner from Cabot. He's trying to get Ben Baffert back up there. Gotta be careful.
You gotta
He's
be
hitting
so
pretty
easy
square.
too. You gotta be so easy with these cars. Any wrong move in the corner. Oh, like that.
Oh,
like
there
that.
it is.
Oh, save it, Ben Baffert. What a save from the 23 car. That should have been a wreck. But now 3 wide. Here they go into turn 1. This is gonna split up the pack a little bit.
It's a wise move, and
Cabot. Oh,
Cabot,
this is gonna be bad.
tight movement, but you saw the 23 get a break from Cabot, the teammate, lifting off the throttle. Otherwise, that would have finished the 23 car off.
Yeah,
Luckily,
these cars
Cabot
gotta
didn't have somebody glued to his bumper when that happened.
Yeah, they both get in line. The 4-car pack kind of pulled away a little bit by about 4 or 5 tenths of a second. Now this pack did get a little bit separated, a little bit stacked up middle of the pack. This should allow these guys to start making moves. Banks now goes up to the outside. Baffert tries to go high. Banks covers. Banks up into the outside wall. Baffert back down to the inside. Turner goes with them. Banks loses 2 spots, maybe even more, because here comes Cabot. Baffert now out of line, looking for third. No help with them, but Cabot now closing up as well. Turner looks high. No, they won't go with them. Now he does. Turner now getting a shove.
Turner goes back down behind Ortega, and it looks like this front row can't decide who they want to go with. They're just shuffling, trying to get the lead. It can't be sustained right now. Too much gap here on the outside, so it looks like the 23 of Baffert probably going to fall back again. Here's some takers. The 24 up in front.
They're going to go high here. And they got a lap car to go around. I believe that's the 05 of Joshua Abbey. Now Baffert pokes down out of line, back to the inside lane. No help with them. Getting the draft from the 05. It's going to get tight here. Probably a 3-wide situation. Baffert really all by himself. No car at least connected to his back bumper. Turner goes down the side draft. He'll pull him back. Now Baffert backs up to the back bumper of Joshua Banks, but Banks gets high, washes up. Oh, watch out. A little bit of contact there between the 4 and Vincent. Now Banks back up the racetrack, puts Cody Atkins in the wall.
Is kind of pinballing here as he bounces. He hit the back of Ortega, then he got hit in the rear, went up to the outside, and cuts off the nose of Cody Atkins, who loses about 10 spots there.
Cody Atkins was not too happy over the radio, which I think was an understandable there. It looks like kind of got put in the wall there by Banks. Early, like we said, aggressive racing, and it only makes me wonder when we get to the end of this thing, how is this racing going to be? We know how aggressive these runs are. We know how big the runs are. Here comes Reggie Ortega looking for the lead. Oh my goodness, the run that they just got.
Oh,
now Cabot
to the bottom.
Up in the middle. How about Nick Starling out of nowhere? Bradley Wilson also in the picture. Cabot back to the lead after an early wreck. Baffert hung in the middle, back for 12th.
Looks like Baffert is going to lose the biggest amount of spots out of all of this. With all that shuffling, it seems like the 23 always gets left out to dry. But Adam Cabot, what a move. We thought Reggie Ortega was taking the lead, and Cabot went 3 wide, and there he went.
Yeah, now these guys are going to cycle up around Yusuf Ghali. Ghali goes a second lap down. Ghali really hoping for a caution soon because he's running, unfortunately, dead last and 33rd. Now 2 laps down for the 54 Toyota Camry. Unfortunately, could be race over if he gets slapped for the 3rd time. Here at the front, Cabot with the lead. Starling second, Wilson third. Ortega trying to get a run here in 4th. He looked low, but he'll stay in line. Now, first car out of line on the inside lane is Josiah Vincent in 6th. Now 7th pulls even with defending champion Jeff Wright.
Josiah Vincent in the 4. Car drops down. I think that's a little early for Starling. He's going to get the help, but he's going to get it late. Cabot's probably going to pull a couple car lengths ahead here.
No, oh, Wilson gets a little bit loose. He's going to stack up that outside lane. Oh, Rose back. Oh, contact. Ben Baffert to the outside wall. Big wreck again down the front stretch. Gibble gets turned hard up in the outside wall with Locklear in the 97, but Ben Baffert hard right front damage to the number 23 car, as well as Ryan Gemmel. Cody Atkins has pulled it to pit lane already, and it seemed like an aggressive move from the 23 car.
They're stuck up on the outside. And that was the 81 getting back to the 35. They had a big shove here.
Baffert goes to the middle, and he just drove into the door of the 81 car. And then, oh man, Dallas Sullivan up on top of Mayato, and then this was the hit right there. Gimmel smacks the left side fender against the wall, as well as the 97 of Locklear gets caught up in as well. So
Running
that's
on
another.
board with the 8 of Seth Hatchell. He sees this go down right in front of him.
See all the body panels flying there. Gets hit from somebody there, and then gets turned into his teammate Gimmel, who slams Locklear and the outside wall.
I'm going to go on board here with the 23 of Baffert to see what happened here. It looked like the 12, it got tight there. It got really tight.
It really was tight. But, and then again, you know, Ben's he's a great race car driver. He knows what he's doing as Ostrowski gets into the back of Ronis there. But Ben's a great driver. He really is. We've seen him show flashes of talent last year. And this year I'm going to be a little more critical on these guys. These guys know how to race each other. And I get Ben's a great driver. He knows what he's doing. But you're 35 laps into a 100-lap race. You have to know when to make the moves and when not to make the moves. 35 laps into this race, it's just too early to be making desperate 3-wide moves. I mean, we're not even 100 miles into this race yet. I know. I get it. I know Ben's aggressive, and I know he wants to get the track position. It just doesn't make sense to make moves like that early in this race when we got more than halfway to go. And now that car is going to be heavily damaged for the rest of this race. And unfortunately, he's taking other guys out with him. And Ben's good. He's a great driver. He just needs to know when to make the moves and when not to make the moves. And right there, that was one of the moves you just don't need to make so early in this race.
Times it's tough. You let the adrenaline take over. You see the lead. You've been there a couple times. You see the runs all around you. Yeah, just situational awareness, knowing that it's only 35 laps into a 100-lap race. It'll even itself out. These guys have been chomping at the bit. Excitement all season in the off weeks to get this underway. And looks like the 94 of Starling's going to win the race off pit road with a 10.8 in his box, 29.7 in the lane, but not enough to get out front.
Did they update the pit times? Oh no, Starling.
I think so.
Starling didn't take any tires.
Some of these guys have 14.6, 14.9 in their box, so
Interesting. Yeah, no. Starling gets the lead. I believe Ray Massey has stayed out. Dennis Steele was the lucky dog, so 28 back on the lead lap. That'll leave 28 cars on the lead lap here so far. Ben Baffert, like we said, caught up in that incident. Dallas Sullivan got a little bit of damage. Hatchell also involved. I think Mayato was caught up in it as well. So interesting to see. Who do you think we should pull in? Should we pull in maybe the rookie Ryan Shelton?
I think we pull up Josiah Vincent if
Josiah
we can.
Vincent.
Biggest mover of the
that.
race here. The 28 positions gained here.
Let's see. Josiah Vincent, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, buddy, you have a great pit stop. You're up 28 positions so far. Started 30th, running second. How are we feeling for the rest of this race so far?
Same old story at these places, just trying to survive and make sure I have something here at the end.
Now, let me ask you, we're already seeing very, very aggressive moves, aggressive racing. Are you expecting those moves to even get more intense as we get later into this race?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, buddy, we wish you the best of luck. That number 4 Chevrolet Chevy Accessories Chevy Camaro is looking sweet out there.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, well, we appreciate your time, man. Good luck. Go get them.
All right, thank you.
For Josiah Vincent in second position, up 28 spots from where he began this race back in 30th. And there's a couple other big movers. Kevin McGarvey, he's up 21 positions in the 00. 15 spots gained for Joshua Banks. Banks has been kind of pinballing around here. It's a wonder that machine doesn't have more damage with how many cars he bounced off of. But yeah, the 35 defending champion of the inaugural race last season, trying to get up there and get to the front. Doesn't have a lot of help. A lot of guys have been leaving each other out to dry, and I am right there with what Josiah said. These moves are going to get more and more aggressive as we pass halfway. With 10-15 to go, if you think they're driving crazy now, hold on.
you know, we've already seen big wrecks, but I think this race just unfortunately has a feel to it when we get to the end of this race. 20, inside 10 laps to go especially. It would not shock me if we get a 20-car wreck. Just the moves are so aggressive, the runs are so big. Eventually, especially at the front, if it happens at the front, there's just going to be no stopping what's going to happen. And that's going to trigger a massive incident at the front. It's going to be if we can survive that wreck. Because that, when we get this incident, and we always talk about it, the big one here at Daytona. We've already seen it. And I think we're due for a bigger crash. And it's not a question of if, it's when is it going to happen and who's going to survive it. Because that's, whoever survives that wreck is going to be the guys we're going to see racing for the win.
Without a doubt. But for this restart, be the third one of the night, we're going to turn up your volume knob is on the side of your screen. If you're watching on mobile, turn it up really loud. I don't care about the volume. We're gonna crank it up here for this lap. Green flag back underway here at Daytona. And to lead this lap, it's going to be the 94 of Nick Starling. That excellent pit stop. He gets out to the front. It's a wiggle there for the 99. Gets into the rear bumper.
It's almost a catastrophic. Another one of those wrecks. Jeff right up through the middle here. No drafting help for the 48. Now, nope, up into the sucker hole now. That's 3 wide for about the 12th position. Oh, Doorbanks the 10. Now he'll poke back up in line. Bailey Turner, Adam Cabot, the familiar foes up at the front here of the Super Speedways. Cabot, Turner, satellite teammates, but now controlling this field as well. Their other teammate, Reggie Ortega. Banks looks a little anxious to get out of line, but now it doesn't have anything. Here comes Wright up through the middle, gets one spot, pokes back in line behind Mikulski. Mikulski now closes up to the back bumper of Eric Hutton. Right now back up through the middle, 3 wide, no help as well. Can he get there? But he's getting side-drafted. It's getting tight into turn 1.
It's down in front of Nick Starling, so he's going to get the help now. He's got the inside line to push him. That was a gutsy call there to go middle 3 wide through the triover. Yeah,
but you know, sometimes it takes guts to get that track position. Track position is going to be important here at the front when you make moves and when you don't make moves here. Starling led 3 laps, started 10th, up inside the top 10. Now, how about Dennis Faircloth, who was involved in the first incident of the night, got spun through the grass? How about him up inside the top 10 in that number 80 car? Faircloth, one of those underdogs that you could see win here tonight if everything falls his way. Now Mikulski, big run up from the outside, dives down to the inside, now pulls side by side with Eric Hutton, but a scary thing for the field. Top 5 on the outside lane, or excuse me, top 4 are all teammates.
Seen a lot of V-speed up there. No Bernie Hayes, no Mikulski.
Oh yeah, that's true, that's true.
I don't know. I think they're going to break this line up. Jeff Wright trying it again. He doesn't get it.
Gonna go to the top. How about the 12 car?
Oh, car in the wall.
Ronis in the wall. Oh, they're stacking back there. It looks like everybody gets through, but Ronis took a hard hit to the right front tire. That might be possible damage that can affect the rest of the others. Oh man.
Yeah, he slapped hard, and no wonder we didn't rack more.
Yeah.
Seth Hatchell, Starling, it's a lot of different cars there.
Good save by everybody here.
As we cycle through almost halfway through this race, and Alec, I got to ask you, Adam Cabot with that slap to the wall, the slap on the inside door, doesn't seem to have affected him too much. think my pick is back on the right track.
It's looking good, but he's got to be careful. We still got more than, or a little bit over halfway to go. There's still plenty of time for incidents, still plenty of times for guys that we haven't seen poke up to the front yet, get up there and mix it up with these guys so far. But so far, this race is going to be very, very hard to win, no matter what. And the second pack back here, I don't know what they're doing. They need to get single file to get back up to this front pack. They need to get single file. There's no reason to be running double file right now. You need to get in line and get back up there. And I think from what I could tell, Bradley Wilson might have a little bit of right front damage, so they might not want him leading, but they got to get him shuffled out really quick, get him in the pack, but they don't want to get him side by side like this. This right here will cost them seconds if they don't get settled out within the next 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, and if you can see, yeah, there is some damage on the 51, and the 8 of Seth Hatchell had some damage from that earlier incident. A lot of the cars in this group are damaged aerodynamically at the least, and that's going to make it tough to catch back up because they're not going to have who do you decide is going to be the leader of this pack. If you have a bunch of damaged cars, it's not going to make a difference. On board here with the 36 of my auto, and they're losing time slowly here. This is from about 19th position, 17th position on back. They're just not able to get going. And remember, Starling, he was up in the front here a moment ago. He had led 3 laps, and he's fallen all the way back to 16th now. We're 46 laps into the season premiere here at Daytona Super Speedway.
My bad.
You're good. It's all good. We're going to take a quick commercial break as Bailey Turner leads him in. Probably going to see some green flag pit stops. These guys have calmed down considerably. We're going to take you side by side under green. We'll be back right after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out her YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as her Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Back here live. Season premiere At Daytona BTDY Racing Series, you're watching Nick Starling right now in the 16th position, trying to catch up to this second group, and it hasn't worked out.
Well, the good thing that goes in their favor here is the lead pack is mixing it up a little bit. Brody Hayes just made a move to take the lead. Joshua Banks and Dennis Fairclough just went with him. So interesting to see these guys, if they keep racing each other like this should help. But what I'm noticing is these leaders are trying to get single file, which is going to be tremendous for the second pack. Or it's going to be this is going to be in a bad spot if this lead pack gets single file. But from what I can tell, I don't think they're content with running single file. And right now, Nick Starling, we'll see that time about a half a second faster than some of the guys in that pack. He is coming.
Yeah, 47.027 to AJ Stravado with a 47.7. So, yeah, 7/10, half a second roughly. I would have to venture to say Brody Hayes, though, with the lead at a 47.2. It's going to take a little while here.
But Dennis Fairclough to the inside, trying to lead his first laps of the season. Help from Ryan Shelton. Fairclough to the inside of Hayes. Looks like he is going to lead the lap here, but Hayes fighting back on the outside into the tri-oval. Dennis Fairclough leads that lap. Ryan Shelton second there. Brody Hayes now fighting up on the outside. Bottom lane starting to get the momentum. Again, to all those who are watching, appreciate you watching as we are just past halfway in the season opener for the BTDY Racing Series. Appreciate all tuning in and looking forward to this. The last half of this race as Dennis Fairclough leads. Nick Starling is coming. He is catching them quick.
Yeah, riding on board here with the 94 again. And he is within I would say a second, 2 seconds, 1.7 here as they go into 3 and 4. He's all but caught up to this group. They're going to start tagging the draft here probably in another second.
Oh yeah, once he gets the draft, this little pack is going to be hauling. And one of those guys is going to set the fastest lap of the race, probably for the entirety of it.
Riding on board here with the 36 of Keith Mayato, and he started in 8th position, but he stuck true to the VSPEED teammates. He's right behind Seth Hatchell. Been part of this pack now for about 20 laps, and this group 53 laps into the race. Dennis Fairclough, your leader, the 99 of Ryan Shelton behind him, Brody Hayes. They've settled down tremendously from what we saw at the start of this race. We saw Jeff Wright, Adam Cabot, Haley Turner, Ben Baffert, a lot of these guys shuffling around for position.
When the second pack gets there, they're going to start shuffling around a little bit, I can tell you that. Also noticing, currently, the guys that were leading, we saw Cabot, Turner, Ortega all up in that lane as well as Wright and Stravado. I think they're starting to save fuel because they drop back, they let those guys get under them, and then they just drop back. And Starling has now caught to the end of this pack, and this entire pack is now single file. Starling goes and pokes out as well as Stravado does as well. Here we go. It's going to maybe generate here this field getting mixed up once again.
So now a shuffle, and the outside line starts to develop. You see single file here for the front pack. All the way back, Stravado jumps out of line, takes Starling, and I believe that's the far in front of Nick Starling and Eric Hutton. Locklear, okay.
Locklear, the 97, the rookie, this year in that Red Bull pace team, the 97. I don't know if it's a homage to the guy who won the Chicago street race this year, Shane Van Gisbergen.
We hit the wrong button there. We took him back on an instant replay. But we're back live. This is the 97 we were just talking about.
Yeah, on board with him. Good to have Jacob.
Look at the run they're getting here.
Sulfur jumping the wall, but yeah, that outside lane is starting to haul the mail. AJ Stravado, the Italian stallion, is working his way to the front. Help from the rookie, Jacob Locklear, the 97 car up to the outside, giving a shove to the 33. Starling in line as well. Stravado from 17th to first in a matter of a lap.
Yeah, up to the front here for the 94. It took him about 6-7 laps to catch back up to this pack, but here they are.
They're going to go by here from what I can tell.
Yeah, fastest approaching, and it's kind of weird because you see Dennis Fairclough and the 99 of Ryan Shelton, they just kind of split off from the 10 of Brody Hayes, and they weren't pushing.
How about Lane Solfridge in the 71 car, that Hot Wheels car on the outside? I've talked about him all night, and now he's up inside the top 5. Good to see him having a good run.
We're going to approach green flag pit stops here, and I think that's why this inside isn't really contesting too much. They're trying to decide when they're going to pit.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but it's also you're also gonna be interested to see how the fuel situation is, because we know Green Flag Pit Stops, it's gonna shuffle a lot of this fuel around.
But now a new leader, AJ Stravado on the outside. He's going to lead this time by. He's got 1 lap led already tonight, and here's number 2 as they go across the line. Top 5 shuffles up really quickly, and Dennis Faircloth has fallen back to 5th. He's probably going to lose a couple more positions, and everyone on this outside line, that was the group of cars that was 8 seconds back at one point, and they've caught up.
Pretty much all of them but Stravado, I believe.
A big gain here. The outside kind of runs out, the wind in the sails, and I think they're probably going to drop down to the bottom here before too long. Faircloth and Shelton holding their own for now still, and there's the 71 as Salford gets a little loose there up next to the wall.
Luckily, you say that could have been a massive incident. And I've noticed too, Shelton and Faircloth are kind of ahead of this bottom lane where Hayes, now Mayato, goes and fills the void, but now everybody jumps back down to the bottom.
Yeah, and I predicted that happening because they kind of lost all that momentum that they had going.
Yeah, and now gives the outside lane control to Seth Hatchell. About Dallas Sullivan, the 46 car, up here inside the top 10. Good to have him back up at the front. And you know what I've been able to tell in this race? Just about anybody can win. I think literally anybody can win this race. If everything goes their way, they definitely have a shot at winning this race.
Yeah, it's anybody's ball game, and really, we've talked about it previously. They should change the names of Daytona and Talladega to Las Vegas, because it's a dice roll. You really have no idea who's going to come out on top. It's anybody's game. If you have the right partner, the right place, the right time, it all comes down to circumstances. You can put yourself in the situation, but you never really know how it's going to work out.
And here comes Starling to the outside to retake the lead from Stravado, help from Seth Hatchell, Dallas Sullivan, and look at that bright blue car up in the middle of the pack. That is Max Cost in the 0 Chevrolet Camaro. Help from Jeremiah Vincent. Cost having himself a good run. We talked about him in the Clash last week. This kid, he's learning every single day. He puts laps on this, and he tries to get himself better and better, and hopes to eventually start winning races. And now up inside the top 5. That's good driving for the driver number 63, Max Cost. Kid out of Texas, man, having himself a solid race so far. And I've said it before, and I said it last week when we were racing at the Clash. Eventually, 2-3 seasons from now, I can see where we're going to see Max Cost, start contending for top 5s, top and wins eventually down the road. He's putting in the work, and eventually, when you put in the work, the results start showing. And I think Max Cost is going to have the results show pretty soon. Right now, tonight could be one of them.
So here we go. Nick Starling takes back over the lead. He's got a great push here from Seth Hatchell to take that spot from AJ Stravado. Dallas Sullivan now in the 3rd position. He has the 03 of Noah Mikowski behind him with Max Cost. So Mikowski and Cost are teammates, I do believe.
They are indeed, yes. And Mikowski, another one, like we said earlier today, Mikowski last year, and I think the one that always sticks out to me was Texas. He hadn't really been running up at the front until Texas. He got, he was a top 3, top 5 car, and that race carried so much confidence for him the entire season. We started seeing Mikowski consistent, running top 10 and almost flirting with the top 5 most almost out every week when we went to different tracks. And Mikowski's another one. I know he said he hasn't had much time, much experience in the next gen car, but we talk about a lot of these guys. We're used to the extended car, we go back to the next gen car. And then we're going to have the Gen 4 car, so a big learning curve really for everybody, and being able to learn 2 different cars, one with close to 1,000 horsepower, the other with 670 horsepower. So that's going to be interesting to see how these guys, these drivers, are going to adapt the best over the next 20 weeks.
62 laps into the books, and Nick Starling has led 6 of them here tonight. Seth Hatchell, Dallas Sullivan, Noah Mikowski, and Max Cost have split away from AJ Stravado, and now Mikowski and Cost to the outside. They're going to try to lead some laps.
I don't know if they're going to have much here unless Cost can really get hooked up to the back of Noah Mikowski. They'll have to tuck back in line. They got to get back in line here. They can build a run. The big problem with these cars as well is the air bubble that is developed, the beach ball effect, if you so will. And for anybody, oh, whoa, we got, was there trouble there on the apron? Oh, I think Jeff Wright. Oh no, there's somebody had some issues there.
I think the 35 of Joshua Banks.
Oh no, it's Josiah Vincent. Josiah Vincent is around. He is stopped on the racetrack. This could be a caution. I don't know what's going on here. You know, he's going back, but that's going to cost him a lot of time. That's going to cost most of this pack a lot of time. Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright. Oh wow, he's spinning. Oh yeah, contact with Joshua Banks. Oh man, that car got light again.
I tell you, that's going to happen. One of these cars is going to go over.
Yeah, I got to be careful here, but yeah, he got it back on the track. No caution came out, which is kind of surprising. Curious to see what happened with Banks. Banks got to run to the inside. Wow, that's just odd. I don't know. That was an interesting little deal there, but unfortunately, that's going to kill. That's going to kill Josiah Vincent's race if no caution comes back out. But that's really separated this field. 13 cars in the lead pack now. Actually make it more like 10 cars in the lead pack because Mayato and Hayes have kind of lost it. Then it's Turner leading a second pack with about 7 to 8 cars. Then it goes Wilson, Ostrowski, McGarvey has lost these guys, and then a third pack with McGarvey or with Ronis, Baffert, and Steele, Massey as well.
You're back here with Hutton in the 14th position. They split off a little bit, which is kind of part of the reason I think the racing has settled down so much. They've dropped back quite a ways. Might be looking at those green flag pit stops and thinking, hey, we get on and off pit road faster than these boys. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, they can go about another 10 or so laps. They should be able to make it on one more stop. Even, I don't know, we got 35 laps to go. So I think if they can make another 5 or 6 laps, they should be good to go on field at the end as Josiah Vincent after that little incident is going to go a lap down as the pack now blows by the number 4 car.
That is unfortunate. We had our caution interview with the number 4, and he was talking about the aggression, and he didn't expect that to happen so far back in the pack there with the 35. So that's very unfortunate. He's going to go a lap down here. Running out of time as we approach about 30 to go. 35 laps to go as they cross the line. Vincent does have the speed, though. He didn't get any damage, so he will be able to hold pace with these guys in case.
That's going to hurt the 97 of Locklear. Locklear stuck up on the outside lane. Right now, side by side, you got the Vincent brothers on the inside. I think Jeremiah letting them back in, but Locklear now side by side with Josiah, and this should help the second pack catch up. Bailey Turner is now about a 10th behind Eric Hutton, about half a second behind. So now this pack is just a 13-car pack. Now it's gotten back up to about a 22-car pack, I should say, because Nathan Ostrowski and Bradley Wilson have lost this pack.
Riding on the back of Keith Mayato, looking back at Brody Hayes. Some VSPEED cars getting grouped back up. And Seth Hatchell, the highest running car right now. And we talk about all the different teams and sponsors and some of the drivers that have teams that do sponsor this league. We need to talk about a specific team and group, and that would be the Dialed In Racing team.
And I believe that's Dennis Steele is the highest running, or excuse me, no. That is going to be Nathan Ostrowski in the 41.
Ostrowski in the 41.
Yeah, 41 Haas Automation car. Steele was caught up in that first wreck, got the lucky dog, but unfortunately is in the third pack. But Ostrowski in 23rd, currently ahead of behind Bradley Wilson. They've unfortunately lost the pack a little bit, but that 41 car is still in the fight. Caution coming out should help. It would help these guys catch up, really help all these guys back from 22nd on back to catch up to the lead pack here. But remember, still got pit stops to go. Always a possibility of an incident happening there as 32 laps to go this time out across the line, setting up for 31. Green flag pit stops are going to be shortly on the horizon here very, very soon.
31 laps on this stint. If they can go a couple more laps, we know that they'll make it to the end.
2 more laps, they should be good. And we see these guys all single file. They'll bring it in. The question is when all these guys pit, how much does the field get shuffled out? And there's 21 cars in this pack right now. Most likely, you'll be lucky if we see 19 cars still together.
When know, they always surprise us here at BTDY.
Yeah. It could
Seems
be,
like guys will split off, and then next thing you know, with 4 to go, they're right on top of each other.
I expect this field to get very spread out, and I would expect the lead pack to probably get down to about 15, 14 cars. We'll be seeing here is now pit stops going to commence here. Going to be right on their number, the top 5, sounding like they're going to pit. We'll find out. As it sounds like Starling's going to have to bring it in as well. Locklear coming in, signs out, crew up on the wall here. This will be interesting to see. Here comes Locklear, here comes Starling, Hatchell, Sullivan, Mikulski, Cost. About 7, 8 cars pitting in this time by.
Well, your top 5 definitely comes down pit road, and hopefully no mistakes.
Oh, Mikulski missed his box.
Cost almost misses his when he has to pit just behind him there.
Well, I don't know. Mikulski's not really. Did he barely make it?
I think he made it. He's
Oh yeah,
service.
he did. Wow, that's actually amazing. I've never seen a car get that far into the box and not take service as everybody gets out. Now, interesting. Now it's going to be an interesting factor too. How will these guys get off of pit road? We know how loose these cars get on the apron. Hatchell leads them off of pit road. Now the front pack gets coming in. Oh, Sulfridge gets knocked sideways. They'll get it saved. Now Stravato, Mayato, and Brody Hayes bringing in. Oh man, Mayato as well as Banks also bringing in only 4 cars in that time by. The last pack that pitted is extremely spread out. There is no, it doesn't seem like there's any organization in the pack that just came in. At the front though, they're going to get the draft from this pack, just leaving pit road. Jeremiah Vincent is the leader. Ryan Shelton, Lane Sulfridge, the 3 VMS Vincent Motorsports teammates at the head of the field, as well as the lap car Josiah Vincent. I believe
Josiah Vincent gets back on the lead lap here, so I think that helps him out with having his brother right behind him. They're going to pit together, I believe.
Turner, Hutton, McGarvey, or excuse me, Turner, Hutton, Cabot, and Ortega stay out. 5 teammates stay out now. Vincent, Shelton, or actually I should say the Vincents, Shelton, McGarvey, and Carey bring it in. So that's another 5 cars to bring it down to pit lane. The second pack just came, or the pack that just came in just came out of pit road. This is going to be interesting to see how grouped these guys get. Oh, Jeremiah and Ryan Shelton missed their box.
Yep. The 3 definitely slides through his box. Massive move there. And here comes Eric Hutton, Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright, Adam Cabot, and Reggie Ortega. They're going to be the next ones to pit, I do believe.
I'll be interested to see if they pit. Yeah, here they come. Top 5 coming in. Don't want to cost them a mistake here. Turner hot on the brakes here. They all get it down in time. Question is, will they jump the lead pack? I think if you get these 5 teammates together, they're going to be pretty hard to separate. Oh, we got trouble. Oh, trouble. Ryan Shelton is around, as well as Jeremiah Vincent.
No yellow.
No yellow. That's going to cost them a lot of time. It's going to cost them the draft, unfortunately. Oh, yeah.
They both hit the apron.
And
they don't hit anything.
Yeah. No, they didn't hit anything. Banks, unfortunately, lost the draft. And now the top 5 are leaving pit road, but that that lead pack, which is together, is going to blow by them down the backstretch at full song.
Probably going to meet him here on the exit of turn 2.
It's going to be the second pack they're going to meet up with. They're going to take it's going to take them a lap or 2 to get full song. That top 5 is going to pull away. It is going to be a 5-car pack with Starling, Mikulski, Sullivan, Faircloth, and Hatchell. And it seems like Turner won't be able to tack on. Then it goes Turner, a big gap to Eric Hutton, Adam Cabot, and Jeff Wright. And then you got Ortega, who's kind of disconnected from them. And then it's Josiah Vincent, Justin Carey, Kevin McGarvey, who are catching up. They're going to get the tail end of the draft from Ortega. These guys are going to be all together once again. And it seems like Lane Sulfridge and Joshua Banks kind of got spread out. So what I can tell, this will be a 17-car pack if everybody gets put back together. But Turner's got a 2-second gap and is continuing to lose time.
Yeah, falling back to the clutches of Eric Hutton here.
Bailey's going to
go
get left
right
out.
on by. Jeff Wright jumps down to give him a push.
Too big of a push, honestly. That looked like
He said, wake up. Come on,
this
Bailey.
is out, and they're gonna shuffle Wright and Ortega out, and Wright and Ortega are gonna have to find a way to get in line now, because this side by side is going to hurt. As wow, this is gonna be interesting to see.
I tell you,
We got trouble down the backstretch. Bradley Wilson and Nathan Ostrowski are around. No caution.
Wilson.
Bradley Wilson's got a lot of damage. He's pulled it off the track. Oh, that was interesting.
This was down the back straight. We were actually on the front stretch here, but it looked like a push gone wrong with the 41, possibly.
Well, like that was kind of an interesting situation. The 41 car. Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Oh, McGarvey got a piece of it too. And oh, hard hit for Bradley, and that's going to be the race for Bradley Wilson. And I think Nathan Ostrowski's costing himself the draft as well. Now 37 seconds back. The second to last car on the lead lap. And that's unfortunately going to hurt. As the top 5 leaders have pulled away, and they are pulling away still. 25 laps to go. Nick Starling, your leader. Noah Mikulski, second. Dallas Sullivan, third. Dennis Faircloth, fourth. And the two-time champion, Seth Hatchell, is in fifth. Now, if I'm thinking about this right, I don't believe anybody in at least the top 4 has won an event with the Cup Series branding.
Dennis Faircloth did get a win at a road course.
He did get a win in a road course, but that was in the Xfinity Series, when it was the Contender Series. I'm saying Premier Series wins. I don't know if any of these guys have got it. Obviously, we know Seth Hatchell has. I don't know if any of these 4 drivers in the front have gotten Premier Series wins. I know that Dallas Sullivan and Dennis Faircloth have won races for sure. At least when it was the Contender Series.
Yeah, I can't remember if Dennis's win came in last season when they had narrowed it down to 1.
Still a little less.
Nonetheless, Nick Starling gonna lead.
Got this field.
3.5 seconds. They're pulling away another 10th here this lap.
This second pack is not catching them.
And that's kind of hard to understand here because they've got Eric Hutton in the front and Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, some of these guys that were leading earlier in this race. They've got the horsepower.
Oh, that's not going to help if you get that too big of a push there. Almost spun Eric Hutton around, was Adam Cabot in 17. And this field, like I said, very spread out. 16 cars now in the lead lap. Did I estimate 16 cars in the lead pack?
Yeah, I think you were saying 16 or 17 cars.
Yeah, and that's what we got. And that's usually what happens when the field gets spread out, especially on green flag pit stops. You never know the mistakes that can happen on pit road. Unfortunately, Ryan Sheldon and Jeremiah Vincent's mistake might have costed them a chance of being in the second pack, because I think they were going to cycle out right behind Josiah Vincent. And unfortunately, their little spin there didn't help. And I'll tell you what's helping this lead pack. Just ahead of them is a 4-car pack of Ray Massey, Ben Baffert, Angelo Ronis, and Kevin McGarvey. Now they're getting draft from these guys.
It's going to help them out even more, but Hutton does shave off 3/10 there, down to 3.2, so they're starting to come back.
Get around.
Do they have enough time?
I don't know, we'll see. Sorry, that's Dennis Steele, Joshua Abbey, and Nathan Ostrowski. The Baffert, the Baffert Ronis McGarvey pack is a little bit ahead of these guys. This is going to help them. They're going to get a little extra cars, but when they get that extra car, those extra 3 cars, that's going to allow this second pack to have 3 more cars to gain that time back on with the draft.
Yeah, and if they don't drop down in time to catch the end of this field, they'll end up back there. I think the second group could catch draft from them.
Going to catch here. These guys got to get in line. Oh, Ostrowski going to the inside of Steele. This is going to side by side those 2, punching a big hole in the air. This should allow Hutton to at least gain a 10th or 2 down the backstretch. And now on board with Ostrowski in the 41 car, or excuse me, the 41 car. He is now catching that's Dennis Steele on board with. Yeah, Eric Hutton is catching.
So lap down here for the 00, the 41, the 28. We still have 24 cars up there, and it's 54 Yusuf Ghali. I mean, kudos to him for sticking it out as long as he has here tonight.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, 6 laps now as they cross, and that's very unfortunate here. Actually, timing and scoring catches up. 6 laps down now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the lead pack getting those extra cars, they are starting to pull Eric Hutton and Adam Cabot again. I'm starting to believe if these guys don't get it turned around within the next 20 or 10 or so laps, it might be these top 5 settling amongst themselves for the win.
As long as they don't start it too early, and we've got
going to help back here either.
No, they
I don't
shuffled
know what
around.
they're doing.
Yusuf Ghali kind of mixed up that second group.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's really going to hurt. Look at these guys going side by side now with Ortega and Wright. This is going to cost them valuable time. They've already lost 0.3 of a second in this lap. And now the top 5 are continuing to pull away.
You see the gap there, pretty big gap, 3.5 seconds, and it's not getting any shorter. Went down the front stretch. Not sure where that came from. Somebody hit pit road, I think.
I'm not really sure who that was, but yeah, somebody did hit pit road. Yes, now the other lap machine of Ryan Shelton is about to go a lap down, not too far ahead. Is the second pack is still side by side. You got to get in line here. That's going to hurt you. It's going to cost you a lot of time here. They get it sorted out, but that time, 2 laps ago, they were 3.0, and now they're 3.2 with Hutton, but even farther back, you're looking at 4 seconds with Brody Hayes in 13. They got to get it sorted here. 17 laps to go, and it also makes you wonder, look at it. I mean, if it comes down to these top 5, you got Starling. You got McCoskey looking for his first career win. You got Sullivan and Dennis Faircloth also looking for wins that, and they've gotten into another series, but not in the Premier Series. I couldn't imagine what it would mean to one of these guys to win this race. But that second pack started to get their feet under them now. Now they've cut off about 0.5 of a second that last lap. And boy, will we really get racing when if they can catch.
2.6 seconds now, separating 6th position to 5th place Eric Hutton to Seth Hatchell. And then that group of cars that kind of caught the tail end of this pack, it's looking like they might catch up here very soon.
This is Big 2 lucky dog. If a caution were to come out, Shelton, Steele, and Ostrowski are racing each other for it as well. I believe Joshua Abbey is 2 laps down now, so yes, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Who's going to catch him? Can they catch him in time? Yeah. That's what it's all about. We have no idea, but we've got about 15 laps to go when they come back around. We're going to take a quick commercial break and go side by side. And when we come back, there's a good chance that this second group will have caught the top 5. You're watching VSPEED, BTDY Racing Series. We'll be back right after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Back here live, and it's a big move here for Eric Hutton. He gets back to the lead, gets around Nick Starling with about 12 laps to go. Adam Cabot pushes with Bailey Turner. They go by like a freight train on the inside.
And what's that second pack? It seemed like it all started when Noah Mikulski moved out of line in the 5-car pack, and it hurt that line, and it allowed Eric Hutton to get the draft. This has allowed this pack to become about a 15-car pack. Hutton with the lead, but here comes Starling, help from teammate Dallas Sullivan. But now Bailey Turner going to be a team worker here and block for his teammate. Sullivan squeaks up the racetrack. Now here comes Ortega and Jeff Wright. Once these 5 cars, if they get ahead of these guys, it's going to be hard for them to beat them. Team games here tonight at Daytona. Mikulski, the only non-SBR or SGR car in this top 10 or top 5 right now, because it's 6 against 1. Now Kyle McGarvey in the 42 closing up as well.
About to see some 3-wide moves. These guys going to try to go up the middle. Seth Hatchell, look at the shuffle, and that's Nick Starling down on the apron. Someone going to let him back in line. Dennis Faircloth cuts him a break.
On the outside lane.
Sullivan, Starling, and a car in the outside wall. That's the 12. Justin Carey.
Carey gets up on the wall, but he saves it. Unfortunately, Max Cost and Keith Mayato have lost the draft here of this pack. That sums it down to 14 lead lap cars in this pack. Everybody getting up onto the outside retaining wall until Reggie Ortega and Jeff Wright poke out a line. Also got to realize the battle within the pack. Josiah Vincent and Ryan Shelton as well. Those guys are battling for their lap back. They also have a race to get into just in case a caution comes out. Closing up to 10 laps to go in the season opener at Daytona. Now, here comes Ortega down to the inside lane. Help from his teammate Jeff Wright and Dennis Faircloth. Shelton gets back now to the leader of that inside lane. Again, a lap car. Carey now jumps down and becomes the 5th car on the inside lane.
We're going to push this 99. That is a lap down. And Shelton, the lucky dog right now, he's going to go all the way to the front and get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, yeah.
Oh, no, he's not! Off the track here for the 99.
Even as the question 99 sideways, he's going to somehow save it. A massive shove from Reggie Ortega, and if anything, that helped that inside lane go. Now the top 5 are teammates. Good luck if they don't shuffle them out. Yeah, now the top 5 are teammates. I don't think if you're Mikulski, Faircloth, McGarvey, Carey, you gotta work together to separate these top 5, or else one of these guys is winning this race.
It'll be tough to beat them, and the 88 of Eric Hutton leading in the closing laps. 8 to go as they cross the line.
Oh man, this Faircloth's got the big one they got to shuffle out is Bailey Turner. Bailey Turner knows how to stall their lane out. If they can shuffle Bailey Turner out of line, they might have a chance. If they don't, I think Bailey Turner can really control what happens in this line. You can see Turner now pulls down the side draft. Mikulski, he's going to get a big run here. Mikulski's going to have help from Faircloth. Faircloth gets into the back bumper of the 03. Now Carey pulls back down. Can Noah Mikulski take it to the big guys to win his first career race? Dennis Faircloth helping the 03 car. Mikulski pulls even with Adam Cabot.
Off the turn 4, it looks like Mikulski has enough of a run here. Faircloth backs off the bumper. And a touch there in the tri-oval. Got to be careful there. And the 24 Bailey gets down and breaks that draft.
Oh, yeah, that bottom lane stacked up because of that. Now the top 2 get clear with Cabot. Cabot in the prime position. Eric Hutton could be a sitting duck. Turner goes down to side draft. Won't be able to at least get to the 03. He'll get to at least the 80 car, but he'll pull the 03 back instead. Now down the backstretch. The teammates on the outside lane pull right ahead.
Another good push here from the 80 of Faircloth. He has a little bit of left side damage, and that doesn't really affect this car too much. He is losing ground. Bailey Turner doing a heck of a job to get down inside draft. And there's the 2 of Ortega leaves out the 24.
With Jeff Wright. And that's another one we haven't talked about. Reggie Ortega has never won in this league. He's won in other ones, but he's never won in this league. The Harpoon Chevrolet Camaro down to the inside, help from his teammate Jeff Wright. Oh, Wright turns him! Wright gets him loose! They save it! And the outside lane surges ahead 4 wide for a second. Back in line they go.
He'll
Oh, they
three
got
wide down the
quick. They got to get the
backstretch.
line quick, or else they're going to lose him.
McLaughlin now a drop down from the lap car of the 4. Vincent drops down. These guys lose a ton of time. 5 laps to go almost.
Oh yeah, it's gonna kill them right now, and they gotta get that run generated quick because right now the top 5 or 4 of the top 5 now are teammates. Kyle McGarvey could be someone to look for. Now Brody Hayes down to the inside. He's got his teammate Seth Hatchell behind pushing. They pull up next to McGarvey. They got help from right. Bailey Turner now on the outside. They pull even, but Turner pulls down his side draft.
Is that going to be enough? You
Oh,
can
yeah,
see
it's
how
gonna be
much of
enough.
it breaks the run. I don't know this time. They have a really
Yeah,
good
they're
push
coming.
into 1.
They got a chance now. Hayes, help from the 8. Brody Hayes with the run and a half. Here comes the 33 of AJ Stravato, the Italian stallion, closing up to the front as well. Hayes gets the lead into turn 3. Help from his teammate. Turner, Cabin up into the Hutton's left rear quarter panel. Almost gets him loose. He gets him loose this time. And look at what's ahead of these guys. An 8-car lap car pack.
Brody Hayes jumps up in front of the 88 of Eric Hutton, now getting a push, and Seth Hatchell, Jeff Wright on the bottom. That outside line is falling apart. And trouble.
Starling's in the wall, then crashing. Caution's out. Big wreck again. Starling, Ortega, Faircloth, Vincent in it. And boy, oh boy, did that last pack. Oh my goodness. Dallas Sullivan gets clobbered by Nathan Ostrowski.
This all starts up here with the 94. See if I can find it here.
Started with Starling, and then Starling got into the wall, and then Ortega, and Carey gets caught up in it. Starling comes back up off the wall, clips Ortega, and oh my goodness, what a hit for Ortega, and then Sullivan nowhere to go, and then Sullivan loses it on the banking, and then nowhere for Ostrowski to go. Absolutely drills the 47, or the 46 car.
On board here with the 41 of Ostrowski, and they can see it happening here, but Ostrowski needs to go up, and he can't.
Yeah, there's smoke there, and yeah, that's a bad deal there. And boy, oh boy, does that really help Jacob Locklear, Ben Baffert, Angelo Ronis, Kevin Joshua Banks, Jeremiah Vincent, Lane Solfridge, all those guys back on the lead lap, and I believe
the guys that had lost that pack as well, Max Kost, those guys had fallen back really far.
And after all this, I believe Dennis Steele is going to get the lucky dog. So Steele will go up to the last car on the lead lap in 24th. And this sets up for a green-white checkered in overtime. Oh boy. You're in the top 15. I doubt you're pitting. Kost is going to be the first one down pit road. So a little extra maneuverability here for these guys here in the back. Locklear stays out. Baffert brings it in. Yeah, pretty much everybody outside the top 20 is coming in. A little extra maneuverability. Those guys are going to force the issue. We know most likely the most aggressive driver from that back half of the field is going to be the 23 car. But how about Brody Hayes up here? And look at this. You're going to have teammates on both lanes. The entire outside lane is actually going to have those 3 teammates with Hutton, Cabot, and Turner.
And you're going to have Hatchell, Hayes, those 2 running on the same V-speed.
Stravato on the bottom.
It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a shootout. This is gonna be a shootout. Before we go green, I mean, who should we pull in here?
I think we need to talk to Bailey Turner because I've seen him side drafting tonight. I'd like to talk to him about how that works.
Let's get Bailey Turner in here. Let's see. Oh,
sorry, Bailey.
Hey,
sorry
Bailey,
about
you got
that.
a copy, buddy?
What was that?
You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, it seems like you've been loving the right rear quarter panel of other cars. Just pulling them back with that side draft, which we know the side draft is overpowered. But, man, you've led 18 laps. You've really been able to kind of control the tempo of the pack. How is this final 2 laps going to be for you guys?
It's going to be madness. You know, the cars at this point in the run, we only took 2 tires there, so
pretty ill handling, especially when you are getting side sucked like that. So I know that probably took Shelton out there. Obviously that wasn't intentional, but just trying to maintain our lane having the advantage. But it's gonna be tough, man. I think you got a couple of teammates on different teams up here. Guys are gonna try to help each other, and it seems like some guys' connections and pushing are a little better. So yeah, I really don't know what to expect. Just gonna try to take the runs when they come and hopefully come out on top.
You think you got a shot at this win here, even with your 3 teammates?
I feel like, yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I feel like I'm very good at play racing, so we'll see what happens. I'll leave it at that.
All right, well, we wish you good luck, man. Go get him, and Godspeed.
Thanks, sir.
All right. That's Bailey Turner, Celsius Chevrolet Camaro. Makes you wonder. Oh, Ben Baffert got trapped a lap down, as well as Reggie Ortega. So that eliminates
late out of
2
pit
more
road.
players, and that leaves now 22 cars on the lead lap. Dennis Fairclough being the last one on the lead lap, and we've seen it plenty times before. Bradley, let me tell you, I've seen some wild finishes at Daytona. This one is definitely going to be wild, as I could if we could tell.
Yeah, and I just want to reestablish, Reggie Ortega had a ton of damage there. He got sent to the outside wall pretty hard. It's a wonder there's any panels left on the nose of that machine after the repair. He didn't have a meatball. I think him getting trapped a lap down, I think it was going to be tough for him anyway. Baffert, who got caught up in a big wreck there at the start of this race, he's still not recovered. He doesn't quite have the speed, so it's going to be tough for a lot of these guys. We do have a chance at another caution. These guys could get it back, so we'll have to see.
That is true. And how about Brody Hayes looking to get that a good comeback and get that win here, get his first win of the season. Whoever wins this race, a little extra cash on the line, crown jewel event. But also they get first place in points. And man, does a win help, especially when we get to the chase for the BTDY Cup. Who is going to get it done here tonight? Bradley, man, I can only imagine what we're going to see on this restart. There's going to be chaos.
We got our Clash winner, Adam Cabot, in 4th position on the outside behind Brody Hayes. The inside, Eric Hutton, Seth Hatchell. So a little split here for the teammates to try to get back together. Jeff Wright, Bailey Turner. Looks like Kyle McGarvey, AJ Stravato, Justin Carey, and Noah Mikowski, your top 10. Pace car pulls off. Will it be the last time? Can we make it back to the white flag? Green flag is in the air, and we're back racing at Daytona. Mirror event, and I don't know if they got a good start on the inside.
Now the Hayes got a great job and also did a great job picking the outside lane. The bottom lane, no help. Hutton, Hatchell falling back. Now it's up to the Magic Man. Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, then Jeff Wright, the reigning champion, still in this. They back out of line here. Big runs coming from AJ Stravato and Kevin McGarvey. Halfway down the back stretch they go. Bailey Turner up to the middle, shuffles Cabot out. Hayes goes down to block, contact for second. Now a little bit of more of a block. Hayes throws it, but he keeps it. Now into turn 3 they go.
Now on the outside, the 24 coming for the lead. He's got a big push here with Jeff Wright, and Brody Hayes falls back to Eric Hutton. White flag up in the air. Can they make it back to the line? Cabot off the wall, and Brody Hayes is around.
Hayes gets turned. Big wreck at the line. Caution back out. Cabot caught up in it. Oh, Carey gets drilled in the door. Banks is in it as well.
So that's
And
the big one
Brody
we were talking
Hayes,
about.
The leader in it and up against the outside wall.
That involved about 12 cars again. Let's go back on our instant replay and see. You can see Cabot back here. He gets next to, and that's the 35 behind him. He gets touched from Joshua Banks, sent to the outside wall, and then Brody Hayes gets the start of it.
I don't really know where to go for Brody Hayes. Banks took a hard shot to the outside retaining wall, and then Justin Carey got turned back around and then got drilled in the door, I believe, by Ray Massey. That triggered a multi-car wreck. But Adam Cabot looks so promising to get that win and go 2 in a row at Daytona. Unfortunately, it will not happen. Both the McGarvey brothers in it. Lane Solfridge got a piece of it. Kost got a piece of it. Locklear also caught up in it as well. Another big wreck in this race. I believe Ryan Shelton got the lucky dog, so that was Shelton back on the lead lap, but on board Noah Mikulski got a little bit of it, but he missed most of it.
Yeah, he got shot down at the right time there to the inside, and that helped him avoid a lot of that carnage. But yeah, it looks like Cabot just a carry.
Cabot stayed out, but Cabot's got a lot of damage. Oh, Mikulski is coming in. That's unfortunate. Interesting that Cabot stayed out. He's got a lot of damage. Wow. And this top 10 really got flipped on its head as Shelton, your lucky dog. But
well, we're in overtime. They almost made it back to the white flag. I think the leader did cross right as that wreck happened. Yeah, he got really close, but I think those cars that hadn't crossed the start-finish line yet still counting as 2 to go, so it brings up the
Kevin McGarvin, the 00, the Sailor Terra Magic car. He's up there, I believe. Or is that? No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Kevin McGarvey's. Or yeah, Kyle McGarvey. That's the Sailor Terra McGarvey.
That's Kevin in the 00, yeah.
Well, yeah. There's Simulators Anonymous in the Sailor Terra Magic car. So how about Kevin, though? How about the rookie, Jacob Locklear, the highest running rookie here tonight, in the mix in that Red Bull 97 as well. Max Cost, we talked about him before tonight. Up in 9th, Angelo Ronis. He's been quiet all night. Really, I don't think I've mentioned his name until that one time he got up in the wall.
There. Yeah.
That was the only time we mentioned him. He's in 10th.
Yeah. Some of these guys that were pretty much counted out of this race and now find themselves back up here in the top 10, able to recover from losing that draft and anything that happened earlier in this race with damage. But
it does make you wonder.
The guy that was dictating the tempo of these packs now in the lead, Jeff Wright behind him. I think it's going to be tough. Seth Hatchell and Adam Cabot. Cabot with that ton of damage there in the front end. I think it's going to be tough for these guys to get enough momentum to get by these three.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Jeff Wright, what Wright can do. Maybe even Hatchell might be the pusher of Turner here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So it's going to be interesting, I'll tell you what.
And these guys also got to factor in the pit stop that they did with 30-some to go. You can hear them clutching it. They might be close on fuel here.
That is true.
Another factor with overtime, these guys are going to have to save as much fuel as they can. But as we get doubled up, back ready to go, here you can see the 23 of Baffert get back out on the racetrack.
And Banks, Hayes, both out of the race. So, unfortunately, a lot of torn up cars in this race, late into this race as well. So,
22 cars still in the lead lap here.
Yep. Man, it's going to be another wild one. If they can make it to the white man, oh man, is that last lap going to be insane?
Well, we made it back to the white flag, and I know that these guys are trying to get as much position as they can. You got to send it on the last lap. There's no lifting. If you see a hole, take it. But it was back there pretty deep in the pack with Cabot and Joshua Banks that started all of that. I don't know. There's just no give anymore with 3 to go. You just don't do it anymore.
No, sir. There is never a lot of give, let me tell you, in this league. And man, is it so good, rewarding to win in this league.
Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright, Eric Hutt, and Seth Hatchell, Adam Cabot. Your top 5, AJ Stravato, Kevin McGarvey, Jacob Locklear, Max Cost, and Angelo Baronis. And I know I said it earlier with Cabot being my pick. He's still in it, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think his damage is going to affect him.
Don't count out the Italian stallion, the 33 of AJ Stravato. He's in a good position here to maybe steal this one.
Right, flexing that front splitter to maybe help the aerodynamics, straighten that front end out.
Boy, here we go. This is going to get good. I mean, this is going to be awesome.
Could this be the final restart of the night? Do we decide our winner? As Bailey Turner takes the loud pedal, and here we go. Green flag back in the air.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Turner gets up in line in front of his teammate Jeff Wright. Hatchell and Stravato all the way up on the outside. Hutton and Cabot kind of left to dry on the bottom. Here we go. Oh, we got one car up in the outside wall. It's Nick Starling. Starling up into the outside wall. Starling not happy with Ben Baffert. The top 4 now pull away. Now Hutton Adam gets in line with Cabot. Cabot knocks him wide. Locklear in line as well. Then it's Kevin McGarvey, the first car on the inside lane. Single file up through the top 8. What is going to happen? Are we going to see the white flag?
It's looking that way. Max Koss needs to get to that back bumper of the 00 and push if they're going to get anything going. He does not. And now losing even more time. 63 needs to go.
Stravado help from Cabot. This could be interesting here on the final lap. Bailey Turner in the lead. Drafting help from Jeff Wright on the outside. Seth Hatchell third in line. Cabot now to the back bumper of Stravado. Halfway down the backstretch. A half a lap to go here at the World Center of Racing. Jeff Wright in tow. He's got Seth Hatchell all over his back bumper. Wright looks down. Now Hatchell down to the inside lane. No help. McGarvey down low. Wright. Turner gonna settle it out here down the front stretch. Turner looks to high. Now Wright goes to the back bumper. Then crash behind him. And at the line, Bailey Turner is gonna win the season opener at Daytona. How about that? The 24 car starts 7th, wins the race, and he leads 24 laps. What a way to start off the season for Bailey Turner in the Celsius Chevrolet Camaro, getting his first win, and the SBR Racing team comes home 1, 2, 3. Turner, Wright, and Hutton as they wrecked across the start-finish line. Boy, oh boy, what a race.
Bailey Turner able to hold on to it, and all the contesting there on that inside line, it seemed like they never really got going.
No. They never really were able to generate enough of a run. I want to take a look at, see what happened there at the finish. It seemed like Jeff Wright was content with pushing his teammate, and I think Jeff Wright felt like maybe he's owed Bailey Turner a win here tonight as Turner crosses this finish line and gets his first win of the season. This guy has finished runner-up the past 2 seasons in the championship, and today, and after tonight, he will get to lead the field in points after race 1, after getting his first win in his new sponsored car for Celsius. Man, oh man, was that quite the finish there. And like we said, the bottom lane just didn't seem to have anything there. And how about Keith Mayato, and how about Dennis Steele getting all the way up to 6th? What a run for the 2018 with this entire last 2 weeks at Daytona. Bailey Turner, your winner here tonight in the season opener of the Daytona 250. Stick around for post-race interviews, where we'll interview your 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place finishers. Stick around, we'll be back right after these quick commercial break.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
And we're back live here for the season premiere at Daytona Super Speedway. It has concluded, and what a race it was. We're trying to get audio working back here. There we go. But yeah, it was a heck of a race. And your top three, we're down here on pit road with them right now. And we have Alec Martinez down there with Eric Hutton.
Eric Hutton, you got a copy, buddy? Let's see. Eric Hutton, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper, you got a copy, buddy? I don't know if we have Eric Hutton in the 88 car.
Let's pull Jeff right up here.
Yeah, we'll get it back here. Let me see if I can walk down here and get Jeff. Jeff Wright, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VC booth. Get a copy?
I got a copy, driver.
Well, buddy, bringing it home second there after that restart. Restarted second, bring it home behind your teammate. I got to ask you, did you owe him one? Did you owe him a push to the line?
I wouldn't say I owed him one, but, we were working really well together all night. And with us kind of planning the restart to, make sure Bailey could get up in front of me. We didn't know how that last lap was going to turn out. And, when there's guys on the inside making a run at us, I told Bailey, I was like, I'm committed here at this point. So, don't do anything too crazy that could maybe put us in a bad situation. So I'm happy for Bailey to get that win. Happy to be able to push him to the win there. Especially, who doesn't like seeing the 24 car in victory lane, right? I'm just as big of a 24 fan as I am 48. So, Sad Boys racing 1, 2, 3 finish. You can't be disappointed with that. Maybe the fans would have liked to see, me pull out there and maybe go for it. But, I'm a man of my word, I feel like. And, when it was a couple laps prior, I told Bailey I was committed. So, I was going to stick to that and try to get him the win.
Well, I guess good teammate games, right? I want to shift the focus to the season. Next week, we go to Rockingham, Gen 4 cars. I know you've been a big proponent of the Gen 4 car at North Wilkesboro next week. Thank you, Bradley. That's what we're racing at next week. And I want to ask you, what is your outlook on this season? I know you're the defending champion. What is your thoughts, not only for North Wilkesboro, but for the rest of the season, especially opening out with a second-place finish?
Yeah, the goal would be to, back it up with another championship. That'd be awesome if we could do that. We're not in, I guess, a car that I feel as confident in. I really enjoyed the Xfinity car and felt like I could be competitive pretty much every week in that car. With the season, being split amongst the two cars, the next gen and the Gen 4, it's gonna throw a lot at us. So, I feel good about the Gen 4 races. I feel like I need to improve a little bit in the next gen car to be competitive. I don't think I've won a race in this league in the next gen car. I think all my wins came in the Xfinity car. So, I know a year or two ago, I think I was close at Bristol, but it just didn't pan out. So, yeah, I'm excited for this season. We got a great group of guys in here. Really thankful to all the league admins to put these events on. And, if we could end up, the season with a championship, that'd be great. And, starting P2 here, getting P2 here at Daytona, that's a really good start for us in the points.
It is, and again, congratulations on the second place finish. Before I let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, all the team at Sad Boys Racing, we worked really well tonight. I thought, we were able to kind of control the lanes at certain parts of the race and, put ourselves in a position at the end to be able to compete for this, season opener here at Daytona. So, Reggie did a really good job. He got taken out. I think he might have been the only teammate that that got taken out. Unfortunate for him, but the rest of the team, Adam Cabot working with us tonight, AJ Stravato, Bailey Turner, of course, winning the race. All did a really, really good job. And then just shout out to the broadcast team. Can't wait to watch this one back. And as I mentioned before, big thanks to the admins for another season here of BTDY. Excited to be here, and can't wait to continue this thing.
For sure. Well, we appreciate it, Jeff. Well, we wish you a great day, a great evening, and congrats on the second place finish. Do you know if Eric's here? Because we tried to pull him in and he wasn't here.
Eric, if he's not here, I'm going to go find him for you.
All right. Well, I appreciate
Trust
that.
me, no problem. I'll go find him.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Jeff. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next week out in North Wilkesboro.
Sounds good.
All right. Jeff Wright, second place finisher. Let me see if I get third place finisher again. Let's see. Eric.
Oh, yeah, we got you, driver.
There he is.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good, buddy. Well, buddy, you come home. You start 17th. You come home third. You lead a lot of laps there at the end. What more did you maybe need to get the win maybe from Jeff and Bailey?
Yeah, probably should have gone with Seth there. I think it was Seth there at the end. In the final corners, I was just worried I would screw it up somehow and take the win away from my team. So I had to settle for third. But, fun night with everybody on the team. We had a good race, controlling the race, really, it felt like. And would have liked to get in victory lane, but we'll see what happens this season. Maybe we can get it back in there.
For sure. I know you like. I know you're not a huge fan of the next gen. I think. I know you're a big fan of the Gen 4 cars. How do you feel about? Obviously, you open the season off with third. You're going to be third into the points. How do you feel about this season as a whole, and obviously next week out at North Wilkesboro?
Yeah, I think we'll go the finish 7th everywhere strategy again this season. I think I like the Gen 4 car, but looking at the schedule, I don't know if any of the tracks where we're at with the Gen 4 are really going to suit me well. I think next week will be interesting. It's probably going to be more about surviving than anything. But yeah, I'm happy we're doing both cars. It should give variety in the field of who you're racing. Up front or in the back. But hopefully we'll have a good season. I'll try. We got the new pedals. We're back. Maybe we might be back.
We might be back. All right, he might be back. Well, Eric, again, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just shout out to everybody at Sad Boys and shout out to Adam for putting up with 2 of my ridiculous blocks I put on him, and he didn't complain. So appreciate all the admins putting in work and excited for another season.
For sure. Well, we appreciate your time, Eric. Congratulations on the third place finish, and we'll catch you next week at North Wilkesboro.
We'll see you then.
All right, appreciate you, brother. That's Eric Hutton, third place finisher, and down in, of course, the famous Daytona victory lane, Bradley Cooper is with your race winner, Bailey Turner.
The longest.
We always catch him at the tail end of a conversation, but Bailey Turner in victory lane here tonight, and we talked to him during that last caution. He said, I've been able to dictate the tempo. I'm pretty good at plate tracks. I'll leave it at that. And he left it all out there for the win. Bailey Turner, congratulations on that victory.
Yeah, appreciate it. I mean, luckily I didn't have to do too much work there at the end. I had a pretty committed teammate there behind me, and 2 teammates, and yeah, it all goes to all Jeff and Eric right there sticking with the top. And I was waiting for Jeff to make a move, and he said he was committed. And now I'm like, all right, I owe him one on the back end. But yeah, that was super fun working with the teammates there and kind of, like you said, dictating the race. And the only reason we ever really lost the lead was we were saving fuel to kind of make it to the end there. And I mean, luckily we pitted when we did, because it gave us just enough fuel, because we were going to be a little too tight there for a third green white checkered.
Yeah, if we'd had another caution, it would have been pretty much guys coming down who could make it, who couldn't. And I heard you clutching it there on that last restart, but yeah, it looked good. You had a committed teammate. You guys stayed up there on that outside, and it never really seemed like the inside line got to challenge you on that last green-white checker.
Yeah, no, Jeff was committed to my bumper there, and I kept getting nervous because I see somebody building around on the inside, and he's like, "Nope, stay up top. We're gonna keep the momentum here." And yeah, I mean, all thanks to Jeff Wright and his good pushes there, and luckily his internet held up just enough to make it to the end there without losing connection. So that was awesome.
Yeah, we've grown accustomed to seeing that 48 car could disappear and pull David Blaine kind of stuff where there's a big gap, but we see Bailey Turner up here at the front for the vast majority, 24 laps led. You started in the top 10, and you had a great partner. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out and thank for tonight's victory and a great start at BTDY?
Yeah, first off, just the teammates over there at Sad Boys. Shout out to Adam as well for just hopping in the channel with us and working with us there. I know he didn't get the finish he wanted either, and that was unfortunate for him and AJ. And I feel horrible for AJ 2 weeks in a row. He's put on a pretty good fight there at the end, and something bad happens. So sorry to those guys, and obviously thank you to you guys, VSPEED, all you guys do. Alec, hopefully the Shut Up Shop comes out at some point this season. The admin team for kind of putting this all together and kind of dealing with all the egos, I would say, throughout the race. And of course, got to thank Dennis Faircloth for the paint scheme. Loving how that car looked out front. Unfortunately, my trading paint still doesn't work, so I was seeing half the cars were white on the track.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And blanking, I just want to make sure I get this right. The No Bull challenge for the race and everything like that, and the sponsors that are coming on board for the rest of the season. I think it should be a pretty fun time, and hopefully the combo of the two cars kind of puts together an entertaining challenge for everybody throughout the season.
I believe it will, Bailey. But yeah, nonetheless, good win here in the next gen car. We're going to go to North Wilkesboro next week. Hopefully we get to talk to you, have another chance up there in the top 3 as we progress through this season. So good luck out there, and thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, guys.
Congrats,
Here's
Bailey.
your race winner. Race winner Bailey Turner starting off the season great, and we're going to go back and watch some highlights because we got to see this last restart. Rewind margin. Here's the 8 of Seth Hatchell trying to get something going, and that puts Stravato in a bad position. The double zero from Barbie. And then Dennis Farrell gets shot all the way down the bottom of the racetrack.
Now it's Sullivan. And Sullivan got nice.
Yeah, that was Sullivan, sorry.
Oh, man, and then Noah Mikulski also got turned around as well. So, yeah, man, what a race.
Yeah, we're going back and watching it one more time. It's just one of those things. You see Max Koss down there on the bottom. He comes out 7th in this race, but he fell all the way out of the top 10 there at one point. That inside line never really got going.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem like they could build enough momentum. There just wasn't enough energy or cars to build that bottom lane. Usually it takes 4 or 5 cars. They only had 3. And then once Hatchell put out a line, there just wasn't enough time to make the move. And there wasn't enough cars to go with him. If he had a car go with him, it might have been really close. And then once Stravato and McGarvey got in together, that was pretty much their chances of making the line work. But man, what a race! What a race there between everybody. Great racing, as is it always is in BTDY. Let's take a look through our final results here for the evening. Well, we pull them up here at the World Center Racing. Great racing, per usual, for the BTDY Cup Series. Bailey Turner, your winner here tonight, leads 24 laps, starts 7th, brings home the win. 5 cautions for 22 lead changes at the start-finish line. Jeff Wright in 2nd. Eric Hutton starts in 3rd. Keith Mayato, 4th. Seth Hatchell in 5th. Dennis Steele, 6th. Max Koss in 7th. Adam Cabot, 8th. 9th, the rookie, Jacob Locklear, and 10th, Dallas Sullivan.
Highest finishing rookie in this race, in the 9th position of Jacob Locklear. And how about Dallas Sullivan coming across the line for a top 10 after getting shot to the grass? 11th position, Angela Heronis is going to bring it home, and Noah Mikulski in 12th. I believe that's Lane Salfridge in 13th. Ryan Shelton in 14th. Jeremiah Vincent in the 3 and 15th. Kyle McGarvey 16th. Kevin McGarvey, so the McGarvey brothers in really close proximity in 17th position. And Dennis Faircloth 18th. Justin Carey 19th, and unfortunate here, Nick Starling, who led a lot of laps here tonight, falls back to 20th.
21st was AJ Stravato. 22nd, Ben Badford. 23rd was Ray Massey. 24th, Brody Hayes. 25th, Joshua Abbey. 26th, the defending Daytona winner Joshua Banks. 27th, caught up in an incident was Reggie Ortega. Nathan Ostrowski comes home 28th. Yusuf Ghali, a trooper all night, comes home 29th. And Josiah Vincent comes home in 30th.
Rounding out your 33-car field, we have Bradley Wilson. Excuse me, almost called him Brandon, and then Ryan Gimmel in 32nd. And the 81 machine of Cody Atkins, 71 laps down. These guys taking kind of an early hiatus, only about 30 laps into the race. So, it's another great start to a great league, BTDY. They've put on a great show for us all season last season. I enjoyed every second of it. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single race as we bring you flag-to-flag coverage on VSPEED. Until then, for everybody at VSPEED, Adam Baker, Alec Martinez, and myself, Bradley Cooper, our sub-producer at VSPEED 2, Eddie Smith, and everyone in between, we thank you for watching the BTDY Racing Series presented by Martin Sports. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you at North Wilkesboro next time.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader, known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs. You can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your...
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?